Hi, and welcome to another session in the Crafting Corner. It's me again, I'm Valerie Graham, and today's craft is jewelry. We're going to be making bracelets. We're going to be making these bracelets. These are made with pony beads, and then we have this other type of bead that you can use. They're all acrylic beads, and you can make a single strand bead, necklace, a bracelet. You can make double strand bracelets, and you can make a triple like the one I have on. These bracelets, they sometimes call them friendship bracelets. So you make them and you give them to your friends. They're really, really easy to make. And I'm going to show you how to make a single strand bracelet and a double strand bracelet. And in each one of the kits that you get a single strand, you get a double strand, and you get a triple strand. The double, well, all of the bracelets are made the same. It's just a matter of, it's just the number of beads that you use to make it. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the easy way to do it. Now, I generally use a bead board, okay? And I use the bead board to create my pattern on the board, okay? I don't know if you have a bead board. You might not have one. So in which case you can use a hand towel, okay? Something small. You don't really need anything that large. A hand towel generally serves the purpose. Okay, so again, like I said, you have a single strand, you have a triple, and you have a double. In each one of the kits, it has all three size bracelets that you can make. Okay, so as you can see, for a single strand bracelet, I have two types. I have this one type where you just string the beads on, and for this bracelet is the crisscross method, which is what you're going to be using to make the single, the double, and the triple. Okay, so I want to get one that is a kit that is single crisscross instead of just stringing it on. Everybody can do this one. This one is very easy. So let's do this one. So let's see. Okay. And again, in each one of the kits, each bag, you'll get an assortment of beads and you'll get a piece of cording. Did I do this wrong? Yes. Okay, this is right. Okay, so as you can see, the cording for this one, because of the light color of the beads, I gave you the clear cording, clear elastic cording. It stretches, okay? But if you got a darker bead, a darker color bead, then you have this brown color elastic cording, okay? So here's how you do it. First thing you're going to do, now this is a single strand, okay? You're going to fold it perfectly in half like this. Fold the cording perfectly in half like this. Then string on your first bead. I'm going to use a blue one. Now, for this one, for this single strand, it's just blue and this reddish clear, blue and reddish clear. This is my pattern. So again, with every bracelet that you do, you got to create a pattern. So you know what you're doing. You don't want to grab the wrong bead and then it's out of sync and then you got to start all over again. So go ahead and create your pattern like this. Okay, then I'll go back up here. Now, you're probably not going to use all these beads, but of course I always give extra just in case. You might decide to do something else with your beads. Okay, all right. So I have my pattern. So I'm going to start here, go down, and then I'll go back over here and go down. Okay? All right, so I'm going to take my first bead. I'm going to string it on one, I'm going to string my bead on one side of the cording, let it drop like that. Okay? And it's going to be right in the center of the cording. The next bead I put on, I'm going to string on the left side like this. I'm going to hold the bead, and then I'm going to take the right side and go through the other side of the bead. Crisscross. Okay? Now even up the strands, even the strands again, and then push your bead down just like this. Look at that. We're already almost there. Look how easily that worked out. This is really simple to do. Then take your next bead, put it on the left side, then take your right side and go through the other end of the bead, even them up, and pull. It's okay if you end up pulling one side more than the other. The most important thing is that you try to keep it tight so that you won't, so that your beads aren't just flopping around. Go through the left side, then take the other strand and go through the right side and pull. Push it down, push the bead down. That's all you have to do. Go through the left, go through the right, and push it down. And you're going to continue that until you get the beads, until you get the your bracelet the size that you want it. Like I said, you don't have to use all of these beads. You may only use like 2/3 of the beads. You may not have to use them all. I have a small wrist, so I measured it based on my wrist with but also adding more beads for someone whose wrist might be bigger than mine. So I'm a lefty, so I tend to start from the left. So it really doesn't matter which side you start. If you wanted to go from right, I'm going left to right. But if you want to do right to left, you can do that too. Let's see, it's a little awkward for me to do right to left, but here, right to left, see? And just push your bead down. Okay, and check as you go. Check your pattern as you go. Check check that your beads are not loosely onto the cording. You want to make sure you push them down really well. Okay. And continue stringing your beads on. Okay. So we still got a little ways to go because I know this is not the right size. It's still a little small. Now, if you want, you can mix and match the beads in the packages that you have, the 3 packages, but make sure that you count the beads first so you know how many beads came in each package. Actually, I don't recall how many beads I put in each package. So that's why I'm telling you to count them first if you want to mix up the colors. Count each package. Come on. My fingers are getting in the way. All right. This is a very simple bracelet to make. Okay. All right, now I'm not going to finish this one right now. What I want to do is I want to show you how to make the second, the 2-strand bracelet. That's a 3-strand. This is a 2-strand. So let me show you how to make the 2-strand bracelet, because the way you end it, you end them all the same way. Okay? So I'm going to put this one to the side. Okay? I showed you the process for making the single strand. Now let me show you what the process is for making a 2-strand. Okay. All right, so we got a lot of blue in this. Again, you're going to create your pattern. Okay, but for this one, let's do it different. Creating the pattern different, because you're going to have two beads. You're going to be putting on 2 beads at a time. So you could do them the same, or you can do them like I did on this one, one on one side, one on the other side. So I think this time I'm going to do it this way. Okay, this way. I forgot my towel, so I'm using someone else's towel today. All right, so this is the pattern I'm going to be making. These beads are going to be alongside each other, just like this. So I'm going to have 2 oranges on one row. Then I'm going to have the 2 blues on one row, 2 oranges, in that manner. That's the way I want to do this bracelet. Just to give you an idea about what you can do or how you can make your bracelet. It doesn't have to be just like what I did, how I did the other ones. Now, once you get the hang of doing a 2-strand, you can do multiple strands. You could do 3, you could do 4. It's up to you. Okay. Okay. All right, so we got these 2 left, so we'll just put those to the side. Okay, so again, you're going to do the same thing. All right, as you can see, you got the brown cording for this one. So you're going to fold your strand in half like this. And you're going to put your first 2 beads on. So in my case, it's the orange beads. Let them fall to the center of the cording, like this. Okay? See them? Okay. Then I'm going to put on the blue beads. But I'm going to put them on the same way I did with the single. You put the 2 beads on the left, and then take the cording on the right and insert it into the 2 beads. Crisscross, like this. Okay? Even the strands up at the top and push them down. You see that? Same manner as you did with the single. The only difference is I'm using 2 beads this time. Okay, so let me put a few more on so you can see what I'm talking about. Put 2 on one side, crisscross with the other strand, and push it down. Just like that. Okay, now this one, I want to try to finish. I'm going to try to finish this one, okay? Well, let me just show you a few more times. Then we're going to cut the camera for a few minutes. Turn the camera off for a few minutes. And we'll come right back when I get all of the beads on at the end. So I want to show you the pattern that I'm developing here. Now for this one, I probably should have used the clear cording. I don't know what I was thinking. But it's okay. Insert the beads and push it down. Okay. All right. So I don't know, can you see that? There's my pattern. I have the orange, I have the blue, orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, and then I'm going to continue on with blue. We'll be right back with the rest of the, with this bracelet. I'm going to finish it, bring it all the way to the end, size it up, and then I'll show you how to finish it. We'll be right back. Okay. Hi, and we're back. So, I finished off the single strand bracelet, and I measured it around my wrist, like this. Okay, and it fits pretty good. I would say the best fitting bracelet, you want to make sure it overlaps maybe like 2 beads. You see how these 2 beads kind of overlap each other? This way you still have some extra room on the inside. If you want a looser bracelet, then make it 3 beads that overlap, that match on each side, like this. Okay? All right, so I'm going to close this up. I also did the same thing with the second, the 2 bead bracelet. All right, so this is a single strand. All right, I want to make sure that this is still nice and tight on here. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to now take the 2 strands and do the same thing with the very first bead. We're going to go through the very first bead on the left, and we're going to go through on the right, like this, and pull it nice and tight. Okay? So now the bracelet is connected. Okay? I just crisscrossed it through the first bead. All right? So here's my bracelet. I haven't secured it yet. I just want to show you how you could measure before you secure it to make sure it's a good fit. And mine is, I like the way it fits. There's just a little bit of room. I can stick a finger inside, one of my fingers inside, and it's loose enough. It's not real tight. Okay, so now I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to finish it up. Now try to keep your beads straight while you're securing, while you're finishing up securing your bracelet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, okay, pull it tight. And we're going to take one strand and go through the next bead, the bead next to it, okay? And, oh, wait, I'm going to go this way. Go through the next bead, the bead right next to where you crisscrossed, where you joined them together, so that you have both strands on one side. I don't know if you can see this because this is a clear, can you see that? It's a clear cording. You'll be able to see it better on the second one, okay? So the 2 strands are on one side, and what you're going to do is now you're going to tie it. And what we're going to do, we're going to tie a square knot. When I was in Girl Scouts, I remember they used to say, to tie a square knot, you do left over right, then under, and pull, and then right over left, then under. So you got like a square knot. Pull it nice and tight. Okay? Now your bracelet is joined. However, with the clear plastic cording, it will try to work its way loose. So we're going to tie it one more time. Left over right, then under, and pull. Nice and tight. Then right over left, then under, and pull. Nice and tight. Just like that. Okay? Now, we're going to stretch this out. And I always put a little glue on my knot so that it won't come loose. So just add a little bit of glue like that. I always keep a toothpick or a Q-tip handy to spread the glue. Come on. Okay. To spread the glue around the knot. So you're just going to take a Q-tip and just spread it around on both sides, on all sides of the knot. Not both sides, but all sides of the knot. Okay? All right? And then we're going to cut it. Now don't cut too close to the knot. You're going to have a little bit of a knot sitting there, but you might be able to work it through your beads if you pull it. Just pull on it, and you might be able to hide that knot. Okay, if you pull it just right. See, I pulled it just right, and it's inside one of the beads. The knot is inside one of the beads. So you can't even tell. And then there you have it. There's your bracelet. That's the single strand. Okay, now let's do the same thing with we're going to do the same thing with the double strand. Now this is a double strand. Again, you want to make sure that it's measured just right. Okay. So that looks good to me. And then what we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the left side and go through the first two beads at the opposite end. And then we're going to do the same thing on the right side at the opposite end. Okay, crisscross. And then pull the strand, and it brings the bracelet together like that. So easy. Now, if you could do this with a single strand, like this, and a double strand, you can also do it with a triple strand, okay? Now, let's finish this off. We're going to take one side, and again, I'm left-handed, so I do everything from the left, all right? But you could do it from the right. Take your strand, your cording, and go through the bead next to, the two beads next to where you crisscross, where you join the bracelet together, okay? Pull it through like that, all right? So that both cordings are on the same side, okay? Now this is where you tie your knots, okay? Now make sure you pull it nice and tight because you don't want this to get loose. You don't want it to be loose. Loosen up later on. You may have to restring it again. So make sure it's nice and tight, okay? All right, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tie another square knot on our, to finish this off. So it's left over right, then under, and then right over left, then under, like this. So here, let me show you this knot. You see that? Can you see that knot there? Can you see how I tie that knot? Okay? And then once you get it like that, now this knot is kind of loose, so what we want to do is we want to tighten it up. So pull it nice and tight like that, okay? Because we don't want this to come loose, all right? See, now I tightened it up and you can barely see it, which is good. That's what you want. And then we're going to do it. We're going to tie it one more time. Left over right, then under. And pull. Then right over left, then under. And pull. Nice and tight. Okay? Nice and tight. All right, let's get some glue. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now remember, we're going to use, I have a toothpick, or you could use Q-tips to just spread your glue around the knot of your bracelet. Okay. Spread it around. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to cut off the excess cording. Like that. Okay. Now look at that. See, we have that big knot there. Let's try to see. Let's see if we can hide this one too. All right. Let's see. Where is it? You got to pull the right cording. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, this one I'm having a little trouble with getting it into the hole, but if you play around with this a little bit, you might be able to get it in there. Let me see. I have my tools with me today, but I said you didn't have to use tools. So you know what? Let's use the toothpick. We're going to use the toothpick to see if we could push this knot inside one of these beads. Let's see. Oh, broke my toothpick. Okay, I'm gonna try to use my scissors. See if that works. Okay. No, it doesn't like it. But it looks like you could do it easily with the clear cording as you can, but not so much with the dark cording. But when you wear it, just wear it on the inside so no one can tell that you have your knot on the inside. Okay? And there you have it. These are the 3 style bracelets that you get in each kit. Now, as I've told you before, make sure to call the city or go to Community Pass and register for each of these classes so that you be assured to get your kit. In each kit, there are 3 bracelets, a single, a double, and a triple. I hope you enjoyed today's session, and I hope you have fun making friendship bracelets for all of your family and friends. And until the next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye.